is certainly in with a chance of taking this for Russia. He's looked the most convincing of all the performers out there. Second fastest qualifier, Ustiakov, behind Hatterstad, and hasn't put a foot wrong. And certainly in Novo Mesto we saw him on form. Theodor Pedersen, who's won the overall Sprint World Cup in 2012. He hasn't shown that sort of form for the last 18 months, but he's done nothing wrong today. Jonsson looks as though he should be in bed. A big yawn as he stretches his lungs. And he is a fearsome competitor. Hatterstad, he's tall, he's lean, he's mean, he's quick. And he's won not only the qualifying run, but he's won his quarter and his semi as well. Klursen, who won in Davos earlier on this year, and that is a good benchmark for what you can do here in the Laurus Stadium. But Sergei Ustiakov is the man who is going to appreciate the cheers of the crowd. That's got to be worth a couple of percentage points on his way round this course, and certainly up the final climb. But don't forget this man who's proved that you can recover from a 30k skiathlon in 48 hours, because he is back and he's in the final, having taken the silver medal behind Dario Cologna just 2 days ago in what was one of the toughest races we've ever seen. The countdown has started. Olympic gold at stake, and just to add to the drama, we get yet another full start. I've seen 1 or 2 this season. We've seen 5 or 6 in one sprint event today.
He's done this already today, Jonsson. He does look very calm and gives it the big yawn and pretends to be relaxed. But it's a moment to refocus and regather. A Winter Olympic title awaits one of these men.
This time we get away, and everyone using the Pellegrino start to try and accelerate themselves out of the blocks. But it's Hatterstad who's first into his easy stride. 5 or 6 skate ones to build the speed, and then he just switches to skate 2. A little loss of balance from Hatterstad there. That's the first sign of weakness from him. And it's Pedersen who seizes the opportunity to lead into the first corner and head up the climb with no one in front of him. Now he can just ski his own race. High speed from Hatterstad. Jonsson struggling at the back at the moment, which is very unlike him, having led the quarter-final and the semi. I think Jonsson is a spent force. Hatterstad couldn't be anything more different as he moves up alongside the Swede. Pedersen, very strong. He's a tall figure, and he hit the World Cup circuit with a bang in 2012. Surprised many with his sprinting ability. And today he bids to beat the Norwegians and claim gold. Number 4 is Anders Klursen, sitting in 3rd place. Number 15, Marcus Hellner. Jonsson is out of this. I wonder what's going on there. I don't think he had an incident coming over the line, but I think just finding he had nothing left to give, having put in such a burst in the semi-finals. So he's likely to finish in 6th place. 5 now, contending for the 3 medal positions. Hatterstad of Norway leads into the downhill. Here he has to be careful. It's a right-hand turn as the speed builds. 40, 50, 60 kilometers an hour. Safely round. Down goes Klursen. He's out of this one. Oh, we've got another follower as well. Marcus Hellner has gone, and Sergei Ustiakov has gone. So we have only, what do we have left? We've got Olga Vegan Hatterstad up front, and it's a 2-way race for the title here. Theodor Pedersen avoided all the mayhem on that corner. What a disaster. What a disaster for Russia and Sergei Ustiakov, who was a potential winner in this race, but no more. It will be between Hatterstad and the man in 2nd place, Theodor Pedersen of Sweden.
Unbelievable. They fell like dominoes down that hill. We've seen so much drama, and in both big races so far, it's been Russians who've come unstuck on a course they should be so familiar with. But what a climax in prospect here.
Well, can you believe it? Emil Jonsson, who'd given up the chase, has moved back into 3rd place, and he's now bidding for the bronze medal, having given up on his chances. Well, If you stick in there, you always have a chance. Hattestad leads into the downhill. One more corner to negotiate. He can't afford to leave any space on the inside. Otherwise, Pedersen will seize his opportunity. Hattestad starts wide, but cuts it tight. Oh, and Pedersen stumbles. His chance has surely gone now, but he recovers quickly. Oh, Pedersen is still alive. Hattestad looking tired for the first time today, but it's no wonder. 4 times round an 1,800-metre course. It's not the sort of day's work that most of us would opt for, and certainly many of them saying that it's harder than the 50k. Now we see the burst from Hattestad, and he winds up that 6'4" frame, but Theodor Pedersen is closing with 50 metres to go, but Hattestad just too good on the day, and the gold medal goes to the world champion from way back in 2009, and a brilliant silver medal for Theodor Pedersen, and Emil Jonsson is going to get the easiest ride to a bronze medal that we've ever seen at the Olympic Games. What drama, what disappointment for Russia, but what a spectacle.
That was absolutely incredible. You couldn't take your eyes off that race for a single second. Jonsson gone on the first climb, and then courtesy of 3 athletes in contention for a medal, tripping each other up, he comes back right into the mix, and even on that final descent, a little trip by Pedersen resulted in his challenge for gold falling by the wayside. What a sad, sad end to the race for Ustikov. Well, your heart must go out to the Russians, but they've had more chance than anyone to get familiar with the tucks, the turns, the twists and the drama of this course. And just as was the case in the women's race, the fastest qualifier, wearing one, has come through to win again. Another race and another gold medal for Norway in cross-country. What a games it's turning out to be for them, and with so much silverware and goldware still left to win.
And Hattestad, who's now 31 years old, some 4 or 5 years older than many feel, is the right age to be at your best in sprinting. Emil Jonsson just racked with lactate acid. He cannot move, having crossed that line. But what fortune for him. Had he stopped and called it a day, he wouldn't have had a chance. And he was some 100